Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels. And folks, let me bring this down a little. Help you see me a little better. So, we need to have a little discussion, a little chat about Rain Man. Rain Man, the movie, and the character has been used to define autism by the media and Hollywood for over 30 years. In fact, most people who've not been impacted by autism at all get their ideas of what autism actually is like from this movie. Here's the thing. The man we are about get ready to get to learn about here in just a moment, Kim Peek, is the individual on who the character that Dustin Hoffman plays, Rain Man, is based off of. So, let's take a look at this article. And we are going to take a look at how inaccurate the portrayals have been for the last 30 years in regards to autism, all right? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. I'll pull this back up here. There we go. So right here in this photo, this is Kim Peek. He's the gentleman who's kind of bent over a little bit. Okay. And if I can get rid of this, I need to make this go away. Hold up. There we go. Kim Peek, the real Rain Man, didn't actually have autism. This is published, by the way, back on December the 13th, 2019. And this is coming to you via ndsp.com.au. I will include the link to this article in the description. Kim Peek is the real man whom the award-winning blockbuster Rain Man was loosely based on, and although Rain Man, Raymond Babbitt, was shown to have autism, Kim's extraordinary skills and talents turn out to be caused by something different. Lawrence Kim Peek, affectionately known as Kim by his family and friends, was born November 11, 1951. Known as a mega savant, he had an exceptional memory, but he also experienced social difficulties, possibly resulting from a developmental disability related to congenital brain abnormalities. Although Peek was the inspiration for the autistic savant character Raymond Babbitt in the movie Rain Man, it is now thought that Kim instead had FG syndrome. As a younger man, he was diagnosed with autism, however. FG syndrome is a rare genetic syndrome caused by one or more recessive genes located on the X chromosome and causing physical abnormalities and developmental delays. FG syndrome was named after the first letters of the surnames of the first patients noted with the disease. First reported by American geneticists John M. Orpitz and Elizabeth G. Kavega in 1974. Its major clinical features include intellectual disability, hyperactivity, hypotonia, low muscle tone, and a characteristic facial appearance including macrocephaly, an abnormally large head. Sadly, Kim passed away on December 19, 2009 at the age of 58. His life has been documented multiple times in various forms, one of which was a great one called The Boy with the Incredible Brain, Brain Man, a fun outtake of which you can check below. And I'll include the link so you can take a look at that. There's little doubt that Mr. Peek's incredible talents are a wonder to behold, and something that many medical professionals and scientists alike continue to study. To marvel further, take a look at the trailer to the Hollywood blockbuster Rain Man, particularly Dustin Hoffman's performance. As we approach the anniversary of Kim's passing, it's a nice time to reflect on his ability to be compassionate despite his social difficulties. You don't have to be handicapped to be different, because everybody is different. Has anyone said it better? Alright, folks. So, Kim Peek, the gentleman that Rain Man is based off of, did not have autism. Now, this was very much a fluff article, as you could see. People really don't understand what the big deal is. I do believe this article didn't. Like, well, but the traits are similar, so no. No. Because a lot of people base how they see autistic people off this movie. So, after 30 years, the fact that there was not something from the media explaining the fact that the guy this whole movie was based off of was not even autistic is a problem. And I'll give you two examples in a moment. Let's take a look here. Here we are. We're going to take a look at another article here. All right. This gives you a little bit more information on his actual condition. The 1988 movie Rain Man may have done a major disservice to the autism community. The real person on whom Dustin Hoffman based his Raymond Babbage character was Kim Peek, born in 1951 to 2009. Kim Peek was not autistic. Kim Peek was born with several brain abnormalities, including agenesis of the corpus callosum. I know I butchered that, sorry. A condition in which a bundle of nerves that connects the two hemispheres of the brain is missing. Secondary connectors such as the anterior commissure were also missing. Peek also had facial features characteristic of fetal growth syndrome, large head, tall prominent forehead, widely set eyes, corners of the eyes point downward. Peck had a total recall of every detail to which he had ever been exposed. At age 33, he was able to reel off every address in the 50 states of America, complete with zip codes. If you gave him your date of birth, he could tell you what day of the week it was and what news items were on the front page of the newspapers that day. Kim Peek may have been a savant, but he was not autistic. Unfortunately, Dustin Hoffman's portrayal of Rain Man as being autistic has created a false stereotype that has persisted for over 30 years. The iconic autistic savant is a fictitious character. Savant syndrome and autism are independent variables, are not directly related to each other. Wikipedia suggests that savant syndrome affects one person in a million. The Autism Society suggests that autism affects one person in 100. Crunching these two numbers suggests that your chances of encountering someone who's both autistic and a savant is 1 in 100 million. Okay, folks. So let's talk. I've even heard some of the folks I have encountered since joining the JD community that have talked about the savant syndrome. And it all ties back to this movie from over 30 years ago. The fact of the matter is, a good majority of autistics are not savants. Now, what I will tell you, in areas that we do tend to hyper-focus in, we do retain a lot of knowledge in them. But that doesn't give us that kind of sharp recall that Mr. Kim Peek had. We are all not brilliant mathematicians as well. I am horrible at math, so much so that was literally the only class that I actually had to be in a special ed classroom for during high school. I have horrendous math skills. Not all of us are brilliant in the sciences either. So you're beginning to see what I'm saying. It created this false equivalency. The idea of the idiot savant is basically what Rain Man did. And it gives you a completely inaccurate portrait of what autism is, all due to one movie about a guy who didn't even have the diagnosis. What autism is really like depends on the person. Every single one of us, our experiences are different. Some of us, even the verbal folks like myself, do have times where speaking is extremely difficult. When I'm overwhelmed with emotion, for example, I will start tripling, fumbling over words, and eventually I just fall silent. It depends on the person. There is a reason why, all the way back, we're talking 2008, well, we used to have it from 94 onwards, where you had your classic Tanner's autism, you had your mid-level, and then you had your Asperger's syndrome. Since then, we've come to our senses. The science shows us there is an autism spectrum. There is an entire spectrum that all of us fall within. And although we all have similar traits, things that we struggle with, there are variables. So, you can't just say that this is what autism looks like. And if you don't look like that, you don't have autism. Or if you have the ability to do this, or able to socialize in any capacity, if you can have an online presence, if you can get in front of cam and do a video, you do not have autism, because it is a spectrum. Everybody has different areas that they very deeply struggle with. And you do have those who socially just can't handle it. And then you have folks like me who can handle the social things to an extent. So, this one movie based on one man has given a false image to an entire community of people to the outside world. The mistakes made since this movie came out in media, in the Hollywood, are huge. Because it really does shape how we are viewed and shapes how the outside world reacts to us. This is why we have issues with people like Sia, who wanted to, and I quote, via an interview, create Rain Man the musical and make it about a non-verbal autistic. Well, Sia, there's one problem with that. Right here. So, let's stop comparing all of us to the Dustin Hoffman character. Let's stop assuming that every autistic has a savant skill. Let's stop thinking that all autistics have difficulty in being social and being able to communicate or get their point across. And let's instead listen to the disability and the autistic community when we say, when you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. All right, folks, I do appreciate your time this afternoon. Now, I will be coming out with the second video here in a few minutes in regards to the new judge for the Virginia case for JD versus AH. That will be out here in a few. And that will be after that all I have for this afternoon. Now, as always, folks, we don't get that many views on this channel. So, if you could, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and folks, I would love to know what you think in the comments. Now, we are still running our 200 subscriber challenge. That's right, you get me up to 200, and we will do that live stream, lighting or no lighting. So please share out this video and just help us get those subscribers, get the word out, and share the important information that we have on this channel. Now, I do appreciate your time this afternoon. I'll be seeing you here again in a little bit, and I do hope you all have a good one. Bye-bye.